Welcome to State Scoop TV. I'm Jake Williams. Our guest today is Georgia's Chief Technology Officer, Steve Nichols. Steve, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, no problem. Glad to be here.
So Steve, we're at the NASCIO Midyear conference here in Crystal City, Virginia. Tell me a little bit about how you're transforming your state for the digital era.
Well, there's a couple things going on. The biggest thing is we got into outsourcing pretty early. So back in 2008, 2009, so we've outsourced most of our infrastructure, and this is a rebid year for us, so we're coming to the end of our initial contract. So one of our transformations is just looking forward to, whether it's the incumbents coming back or new vendors coming in, is just rebidding all of that infrastructure, and there will be a lot of transformation projects on the docket for next year as part of that. We're also looking forward to, for our Georgia.gov web services platform. So we're running on Drupal today, Drupal 7 in the Amazon cloud, upgrading to Drupal 8, beginning that, and kind of moving to a headless architecture where we can sort of support some of these other channels. So not just sort of desktop and mobile, but also looking at things like voice interfaces, like the Alexa device from Amazon, Apple Watches, that kind of thing.
We just ran a story on the Alexa integration.
Okay, great.
On State Scoop just last week. We talk about digital services. We talk about the work that you guys are doing in that space. How does legacy modernization help move your state's digital services forward?
Well, I guess I view legacy modernization as an opportunity. When you're mid lifespan on a line of business app, it can be really hard to do anything new and different. It's like all you can do to just sort of keep up with regulatory requirements and just sort of break, fix maintenance, fixing bugs, that kind of thing. So when an agency shows up and they've got the opportunity to do a rebid, they're going to go out to market, re-platform, maybe get a new solution. That's like our opportunity to really move the needle all at once to whatever we've sort of been stuck at for a couple of years.
So you mentioned Georgia.gov. You mentioned the work that your team is doing on the portal and the site, which, by the way, you have an amazing team. I work with them often, and we recognize Kendra in our top 50 women in tech, and she's outstanding. How does user experience drive the way that you guys think about digital services in Georgia?
Well, for us, it's just a pretty fundamental way that Nikhil Deshpande's team thinks about it. So they've really been evangelizing that with the agencies. Everyone kind of comes at it from just a different sort of vantage point. So it's really for us, kind of an education and awareness mission of teaching agencies, now that they're on the platform, how to read the analytics and what it means when they see things like, okay, everyone's bouncing off your site, your traffic's falling way off when they get to these pages, that something's not working around the user experience, and we need to get in there and tune it up. Let the data just take it wherever it takes us.
It's cool to see how data is really changing the way that sites are built and the way that you guys are interacting with citizens. That's I think, really key. Kind of on that note, how do mobility and digital services empower your state employees to do their jobs in a better way?
We haven't seen too much. Well, so there's a lot of mobile devices in state government. We haven't seen too many agencies do things around mobile workforce or anything like that. Most of our focus has actually been on constituents. We had kind of reached this crossover point where more than 50% of our traffic was mobile back in like 2013. That was true for the entire site. And there's some functions like child support services where today more than 70% of their traffic is mobile. So responsive design and just making all of the agency content mobile friendly has been our main focus around mobility the last couple of years.
That's great. It's good to see that develop as well. And finally, what are your top priorities when you go to work every day? What are the top 3 things that Steve Nichols, CTO, is focusing on?
Honestly, like 2017, it's security, and then probably security. Some of it is forward-leaning things. So we're involved in building a $50 million cyber security innovation center over in Augusta to support the mission of Fort Gordon. So the U.S. Army Cyber Command is moving from Fort Meade down to Fort Gordon. And then some of it is just reactive because the bad guys are up in their game, constantly, and it's just become a real focus point for us.
Well, Steve, thanks for being with us today. Thank you for all the thoughts there.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to Steve Nichols, CTO of Georgia, for joining us today on StateScoop TV. For more of what Steve is doing in the state of Georgia, check out statescoop.com. I'm Jake Williams, Manager of Strategic Initiatives for StateScoop. Thanks for watching.